There is obviously so much to be excited for with Rancho Del Arroyo coming soon, but I don't think I'm alone in being super hyped for all of the new multi-mounts, and despite all the time we've spent out here, we've only put together 2 of the 5 new ones, so the goal for today's hunt is going to be to head out and try to find trophies to put together the remaining 3. I think this is a max estimate, and we have that same glitch again, but a max estimate molting pheasant, and it's not really something we're actually after. It was a level 2, but maybe we can put it with our diamond and just kind of have a more varied multi-mount, because we did have 2 commons together. That was not a good hit, but it'll go down eventually. So not one of the species we were actually after, but a 19 score, so only 1.3 below diamond, and just definitely one to maybe make that multi-mount a bit better. But there are, I think, other than the Merriam turkey we gotta go shoot on Silver Ridge Peaks, there are still 4 species we have to get here just to put together all the multi-mounts, and this is one of them. And I mean, a level 7, if we can make this shot, which he's gonna make it tough with the angle he's presenting, but it would be a guaranteed gold, and just for the sake of what we're doing, that's kind of what I want to go for. And there are some species that I'd like to look for something specific, but in the case of the bobcat, actually a common is not a bad deal, because the multi-mount for them is with a coyote, and coyotes are kind of just a darker color already, so I think that contrast will work. And I mean, if we can find a better bobcat along the way, that'll be good. But for instance, I'd actually like to get a dark brown jackrabbit if we can, because we have our diamond modeled, and we shot a really big level 2, but it was also the modeled fur type, so just for the sake of kind of having something different, I'm hoping to kind of manage that. Well, I mean, I guess that'll work. Did he just go around the other side of the rock? He totally did. I came over here because of a male rabbit warning call, and every single rabbit I spotted was a female, and I really don't know. It may have been him that called, it may not have been, and unfortunately that spooked him, so we can just hit him with the 22 when he crosses down here, I guess. The issue with them is a lot of times they live in this area where it's so hard to see. I would have preferred to use the 16 gauge anyway, so it was nice he stopped in the open, but that's, I mean, I guess better than what I wanted. I'm not so sure that's the modeled fur type. I think it might have been gray, so it still potentially would be different. Just to check, because I think that's dark brown. Just a female, so not going to be able to go in the multi-mount regardless, but that is a 6.5 diamond gray antelope jackrabbit. It's still different, so we'll 100% take it, but that's not what I thought was going to happen. That's kind of the, at least potentially, most difficult one out of the way. There's another dark brown, and they're all just females, but the other things that we gotta get still are a coyote, which I just happen to have a max weight estimate track right at the beginning, and we got his feed zone, so it shouldn't take too long to go and find that one. And then a turkey here, which I was sort of open to kind of run into as we go around, and maybe we still will, but I'm not too worried about what we get actually with that one, so we'll go and see what we can find for the coyote, I think. Well, that would be the one that we're after there. He is just a level 8, and I'd like to actually make the shot on him just to get the proper score. So we'll see if maybe he'll stop over in there somewhere. They've been fleeing for a little while, and they don't really have anywhere to go. So we'll watch for them to go nervous, and as long as they do anytime somewhat soon, we'll be well within 243 range there. I would like if he would stop, but we've done a ton of red fox hunting, and these guys, if anything, are just a little bit bigger, so I was pretty confident we could make a shot like that, and it certainly appeared to be a long hit. So I was thinking back, and I was also looking at the remaining cache that we had. I'm not so sure we actually taxed that bobcat, and there's an area down here, actually near where we shot him. I think this lake, or maybe it would have been this one. I'll have to kind of look again, but I want to check that out for bobcats, and since we are at their drink time anyway, we'll maybe go and see if we can do better than the level 7. And I think finally, our first male coyote on Rancho Del Arroyo. I mentioned seeing it on the reveal stream from EW. They have like more added fur than the females. I think they look good. It's going to be interesting to see how that turns out in the multi-mount, but we can't do the multi-mount until we have a mounted bobcat male for sure, and I really am starting to think I forgot, so we'll make sure to grab an extra one. Well, that would be better. We've not even made it to the place I wanted to go. I think he's going to go across there. Maybe he's just going to hang out. There's a weird thing that the lynx do as well, that the bobcats seem to be kind of copying, where they drift back and forth. See if we can get this lined up correctly. I think we must have gotten it. And, ooh, we're on a track of a blue one that's kind of decent. Maybe we should follow that. I didn't even know I picked that up, though. We'll make certain to taxonomize this one just in case. That's a 26.3, so not as big as our other mythical. But the tracks of the blue one ran, like, right through here, so hopefully he's not too far away. I'd say that would be our guy right there, and he's actually a level 7, so as long as we can make the shot, which we're at a good range to do it, that would be a gold. And I think probably just a better look in the multi-mount than even the common that we shot, so about 250 meters away. If he stays still, that would be just a good time to take the shot, I think, because they do a lot of moving around. I think that's definitely going to be into a lung. The health dropping would kind of confirm that, and I think that's going to make for a really cool multi-mount. I thought the mythical coyote and, well, I guess common mythical coyote and common mythical bobcat would have been a cool combination, but I think with the blue fur type in there, it's going to be even better. By the way, I guess I should have actually clarified, as we see the 25.4 gold there, and we're going to make sure again to taxonomize, but we had similar struggles tracking a mythical lynx in a couple of videos back, and just, it was getting to the point where I couldn't find the next track, so I figured a time reset would be quicker, and I'd say that probably was the case. So hopefully with that bit of time saved by just resetting and getting them there at the drink zone, maybe we can find a better turkey than any we've taken thus far. At the very least, this guy gives us a shot, and I mean, we've only had one or two really decent Rio Grandes, so even still, he'll be one of our best just by the fact that he has the max weight estimate. There are a bunch over here, but he was definitely the biggest gobbler, so we'll go and see if maybe we can get lucky with a level 2 diamond. And before we even claim him, I think regardless we'll tax him and make him a part of that multi-mount. He is a 4.5, so we got close. I wonder what the decimal on that is, but it's our best no matter what, so we'll still tax that. But I think we are going to hop to Silver Ridge Peaks real quick, and go ahead and try to get ourselves a Merriam turkey so we can make the multi-mount. Now, I will say when it comes to the Merriam turkey, I don't really care what we end up with. That actually happens to be a decent level 2, so kind of matches what we just shot for the Rio Grandes. Technically, again, there's a chance he'd make diamond, but he is just a 4.4 gold. But obviously these are ones we've seen plenty, so I just wanted something to put in that multi-mount. But with that guy down, finally we are set to head back to the trophy lodge here. So for the sake of simplicity, I went ahead and set up all of the new multi-mounts in the same room here. And I must say it actually ended up looking pretty good despite the fact that the room itself is somewhat empty, but I really like some of these poses for them. I mean, we've looked at the javelina one already. I do like the addition of the molting pheasant to our fleeing pheasants multi-mount. It just kind of differentiates the diamond from the rare or uncommon, but I really like our 2 diamond rabbits here. Like, some of these poses, they're so cool. Like, they have like straight up almost boxing as well, but I do quite like this one. I guess actually that one swapped around, but it's a little less, I don't know, maybe intense as far as their fighting goes, but still looks pretty cool. I'm looking forward to doing more of that in the live game, but I wanted to show this side by side. The difference between the Rio Grande turkey and the Merriam is actually pretty obvious in the fan there. I'm really glad that there is more of a difference than the head, because at first glance, there wasn't anything super obvious, but there are a number of kind of distinguishing characteristics, and I'm quite pleased, like I said, to see that. By the way, our diamond bighorn up on the wall just because we can. And then, I think what is my favorite multi-mount, of all the new ones anyway, the bobcat and coyote fighting, and the bobcat kind of like lunging at it and the coyote just not backing down. I think it's so cool looking, and I'm really glad we did go with the blue one there. I think it adds a nice bit of variety, but I am so excited to try to make some of these in the live game. I can't wait for the map to officially release and get after some of these species to do that. But anyway, that is going to do it for this video, so thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.